Hey, good morning, everybody. It's been a few days. Well, I had a great vacation with my family, and it was actually one of the best times I've had in a long, long time. And who would have thought? Just to be out in the open. We went to some national parks out in Utah, and I mean, the beauty is just like beyond anything that I could describe. I mean, I will say this. So I didn't do much work last week. I mean, I checked emails and stuff. I didn't do any phone calls or anything like that, except for one morning. I went and I had to talk to somebody from India and I had to talk to somebody from the UK. And so I set them up to be very early on a Tuesday. I mean, really early. I think the first call is at like 5:30 and the next call is like 6. And I just wanted to get them out of the way so I could enjoy the rest of the day with my family. And I was kind of, it was like 5:15. I was getting up and I was thinking, why did I do this? Why couldn't I just wait until next week? And I go outside my cabin. We had this little cabin in Bryce Canyon National Park, and I was just going to walk to the car and sit and do it in the car because it was freezing. I was going to do it out on our deck, and it was too cold. So I go outside. I got my computer, I got my phone, and I look up, and the sky is just lit with stars. I mean, I've never seen anything like it in my life. In fact, it was really kind of scary. I mean, it's totally pitch dark, totally black, and nothing but stars. And it was just awesome. I don't know. I mean, it just kind of took my breath away. And anybody who thinks that God is just not here, not present, not with us. No. No. And I remember like thinking, all right, God, that's why I had these calls. So I could come out and just be blown away, be flabbergasted. I don't think I'd ever seen a sky like that in my life, ever. So anyway, the next couple of days I was waking up the kids and bringing them outside and just showing them, what it looks like. And it's just remarkable. Okay. Let's get back into our work. So today we're at Proverbs 2. And I'm going to read it and then, talk about it. Okay, Proverbs 2. Here we go. My son, if you accept my words and store up my commands within you, turning your ear to wisdom and applying your heart to understanding. Indeed, if you call out for insight and cry aloud for understanding, and if you look for it as for silver and search for it as for hidden treasure, then you will understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. For the Lord gives wisdom. From his mouth comes knowledge and understanding. He holds success in store for the upright. He is a shield to those whose walk is blameless. For he guards the course of the just and protects the way of his faithful ones. Then you will understand what is right and just and fair, every good path. For wisdom will enter your heart, and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. Discretion will protect you, and understanding will guard you. Will guard you. I love that. I love that it's about God and his wisdom and his word. And, there's no performance on our part. There's nothing that we need to deliver. Nothing in our minds, no creation, no invention, no startup. We don't need any of that. All we need is to believe that God is the answer. It's funny. It's like the world is very harsh, right? And there's terms that Christians use that people don't like. I said it in my devotional day, but heathen, he's a heathen. Heathen is really not that. It's not really a derogatory word. All it means is that you don't associate with believers. You're not with believers. If you're not a believer, you're a heathen. It's like the Antichrist. Someone doesn't like to hear that term either, but what does it mean? It means somebody who's not with Christ. I mean, people don't like to hear certain things because everything needs to be like euphemized, It needs to be, it needs to sound nice. It needs to have the right wrapping on it, which is fine. But it's funny that our words have to have the right wrapping on it, but yet you turn on the TV and all you see is unwrapped madness, unwrapped disorder. That's all you see. That's all you see. And it doesn't take a lot of convincing to tell people that this is a very harsh world. This is a very fire and brimstone world. I mean, it'd be one thing if the entire universe were living comfortably and easy and there were no war, there were no illness, there were no disease, there were no terrorism, there were no unemployment, there were no crime. If there's none of that, then yeah, I could see why God would be a tough pitch, right? Life's a paradise. Why, what is what more is there to do? But life is the exact opposite of that. And to convince people that there's nothing in this world that's going to change that world, and we've been living in this world for thousands of years now. There is no magic pill. There is no solution. Now you've got Democrats and Republicans, libertarians and Buddhists and communists and socialists. They all think they have the answer, right? They all think they have the answer, even though each one of those platforms have failed miserably over the years. All of them. All of them. Not one has succeeded. They still think they have the answer. Capitalism controls whatever it is, right? And you can tell people that. You can show people that. You can show people how it always fails. But yet they continue on. They refuse to believe that the answer is Jesus. They refuse to believe that the answer is in the heavens. Why? Why do they think it's just a matter of better product, better infrastructure, better technological advances? Why do they think it's that? It hasn't been that. It hasn't been that in thousands of years, but why do people think it will be that? Is it more comfortable? I don't know. I don't know. Is it more rational? Maybe it's more rational. It feels more rational to them. It's rational failure. I guess infinite hope can't compare to rational failure. If you're rational and you fail, then it's okay. You're with the rest of the world. No harm done. But if you have an infinite hope and something that isn't seen, you're slightly lunatic. You're a crazy one. And God says it's the crazy ones that have the protection, that have the understanding, that have the way. It's the crazy ones that actually can live comfortably in this world. It's the crazy ones that can live as if this world is a paradise. How does that work? How does that work? The rational ones seek a paradise that will never happen, and the crazy ones have one right in front of them. I mean, it's God. I'm not an irrational person. I'm very rational. I'm very rational. And that's why I know that rational systems don't work. I've been seeking one all of my 42 years and change on this earth. So have millions of people just like me. And they've all come up dry. Somewhere in their soul is a starvation. I don't care what they have. They know it doesn't fill them. They know it doesn't feed them. If there's anything in this world that you have to have and that you need more of, you know that's a longing for Jesus. I read that the other day, and it totally resonated with me. There's a resonation for Jesus that once you've uncovered that, you feel euphoric. You feel like you found your home. You found a life. You found something of meaning. If you haven't found Jesus, then you continually find things that work for just a small amount of time. Then you have to start over and over and over and over and bigger and better and longer. And the end is wisdom. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. I just talk about them. Well, anyway, I thought this Proverbs too, like, really just laid it out there. This world can be hell or it can be heaven, or it can be a mixture, I guess. But without wisdom, it's certainly hell. And if you want wisdom, it's closer to heaven. And the more wisdom you desire, the more it will feel like heaven. I'm going to end on that note. I'm glad to be back. It was a wonderful trip. I saw a lot, understood a lot, was filled with a lot, but I'm happy to be back. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. Amen. Talk to you later.